What I need to pass exams is not the same thing you need. What I need to pass exams is not the same thing your son needs or your daughter needs. What my son or my daughter need to pass exams is not the same thing your son and your daughter need. Why? Because we all come from different families. We all live in different areas. We all have different challenges. And so because the challenges are not the same, the need cannot be the same. And so we are praying in the name of Jesus that any revelation they need, whatever they need for the covering of God to work for them, he said, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall you find refuge, and his truth shall be your shield, and his truth is, I shall be with you. You are the head and not the tail. You will win always and not be a loser. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Lord, let there be an unveiling of the power that must work for me. In the name of Jesus, that must work for my son, that must work for my daughter, that must work for my niece, that must work for my nephew. In the mighty name of Jesus, that must work for my cousin, that must work for my whoever. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, whatever revelation they need, whatever opening they need, whatever power they need, in the mighty name of Jesus, the power of God open up for them to cover them. Somebody need a revelation of a particular knowledge, that so that their destiny of writing their exam to be covered. Somebody need a revelation of a particular understanding, that the covering of Yahweh upon his life, that makes the truth of God, that he is the head and not the tail, come to pass. That revelation come to you in the mighty name of Jesus. That revelation come to that son, that revelation come to that daughter in the mighty name of Jesus. That revelation come to you in the mighty name of Jesus. Whatever must be revealed to you to cover your destiny, to cover you, to cover every candidate, in the mighty name of Jesus, that revelation come to them in fullness. In the mighty name of Jesus, any revelation somebody need, any revelation a candidate need, Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus, that revelation that will cover their destiny into fruition, into prosperity, into being the head and not the tail, into passing their exams. We are praying in the name of Jesus, that revelation come in the name of Jesus. Any voice they must hear from the throne room of Yahweh that will cover them as the feathers of God cover his children. That revelation come like a thunder striker. That revelation come like a thunderstorm in the mighty name of Jesus. Every candidate be filled with the revelation that will cover their destiny, that will unveil them, that will bring them to the place of deliverance in the mighty name of Jesus. Every candidate to God be brought to a place where a revelation that will cover their destiny from wickedness, from evil, from failure will be available to them in the mighty name of Jesus. He said with his feathers he shall cover. What are the feathers? The revelations of God that has to do with that particular soul, with that particular destiny, with that particular calling. In the name of Jesus Christ, O God, Lord, by the power of the Most High, every force that must come to play for their covering to be assured, Lord, tonight in the name of Jesus, this hour, this moment, across the globe, O God, let there be a covering. In the name of Jesus, let there be a release. In the mighty name of Jesus, let there be a covering. His truth, the truth that must save their destiny, the truth that must save their soul, the truth that must save their calling, be revealed unto them in the mighty name of Jesus. Be revealed unto them in the mighty name of Jesus. The questions they must answer, the questions they must answer to pass, Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ, let their eyes be open to see the questions they must answer to pass and pass well. The questions they must select to answer, the answers they must give, let that revelation come to them in the mighty name of Jesus. Whatever choice they have to make for their destiny to be protected, for their destiny to be covered, Lord, in the name of Jesus, from this Monday, Lord, let there be a revelation for them. In the name of Jesus, let there be a revelation for them. In the mighty name of Jesus, let the revelation of Yahweh be their portion. In the name of Jesus, Lord, every candidate, whatever revelation they need, Lord, to make it in this coming exams, Yahweh, tonight, let that revelation come as a thunderstorm. Let it come as a raving fire. In the mighty name of Jesus, sit upon them as the refiner's fire. In the name of Jesus, whatever refinery they must go through before Monday, Yahweh, oh God, bring them to that place that the truth of their life that was spoken in the book of Peter, that said, I knew you before you were born, that I have made you a priest and a king, a ruler, that what you said from the beginning of time, that thou shalt have dominion, and you shall have dominion power, and dominate the air, the land, the sea, the waters. Lord, in the name of Jesus, every revelation they need for their destiny to be covered, that revelation come to them in the mighty name of Jesus. That is the feathers of the and the spirit of prophecy. If you know any of my classmates, you can ask them. Before the exams time, before the day of exams, or on the morning of the day we are going to write exams, I always have questions I bring. If I give you 8 questions, 4 will drop from class whatever. So when I was writing my international exams, my classmates, I remember one day, because when we were writing semester exams, I was doing it, so they know. So our first international exam paper, I was late. I was very late. I got to the center 30 minutes. I was supposed to be in the center 2 hours before, because we were supposed to go through some questions. I was very late, so I got there 30 minutes to the paper. Not knowing my mates were just crying for me to come. Because they know that when I'm coming, I'm not coming empty, I'm coming with questions. And to God be the glory. Me, I see the questions before I enter. Before I enter the exam hall, I see the questions. I see some, if not all. It's a grace. That is why I tell people the gifts of God are not just for spiritual things. It's not just for the church. I was telling a student this morning. The student was I prophesied to the student some time ago, and then the student came to me this morning. He said, "What all the things you told me, they are all happening right now." And he said, "What should I do? Because it's becoming too much." I said, "It's not too much." I told her, "This is how you are going to make it in your exams." And she said, "How?" I said, "If God is giving you the privilege to know what will happen in your family before they happen, that is the same grace you are going to use to know your questions before you write your exam." And now she was excited. I said, that is the grace that worked for me. So before I go and write exams, God gives me that grace to play around some questions. Play around it. By the time we go, it is there. Ditto, ditto. I told her, "Daughter, this grace of revelation you have received is the same grace you are going to use to pass your academic exams. So don't say, God is revealing too much to me, and now I can't bear. Now I can't sleep. Anytime I close my eyes, God is showing me something." I said, yes. That is how God will show you the questions. You answer it in your dream, in your vision. You wake up the following morning. If you have the privilege to write it, write it. If you didn't have the privilege, just keep it in mind. you enter the exam hall, you see it there printed. That is how it works. And she was now excited about it. But before